Happy Friday. This week I've got 10 great movies on Netflix to cure your boredom. Hello, it's Courtney. Welcome back to my What to Watch Now channel. I hope you're doing great and have had a wonderful week. In this video, I'm going to give you 10 movies that are thrills and chills that are currently on Netflix. But first, thank you for watching. Please subscribe, like, and click the notification bell so you're alerted to the new videos I upload every Friday. In this video, I'm going to give you movies that fall into a thriller, chiller, horror type category, okay? And I've actually put them in order from the ones that I enjoyed a lot to the ones that I really enjoyed and highly recommend. So let's get into this list. Number 10 is The Recall. This movie came out in 2017 and is rated R. In this first entry on the list, I have a sci-fi horror thriller. We see a group of friends taking off to a very remote cabin by the lake. Aliens attack and they start abducting all the friends. Wesley Snipes, of all people, is in this one. Immediately I was like, well, he's kind of out of place with these people in the woods, so let's watch. What was supposed to be a fun getaway turns dark quickly. These kids are out there and need all the help that they can get. Thinking he was a crazy war veteran, the group now needs his lead if they're going to figure out how to survive an alien takeover and save their loved ones and friends from a terrible and gruesome fate. This movie is like something that you probably see on the Sci-Fi Channel. I wasn't expecting much with this one, but I was pleasantly surprised. And I will say the aliens, they were kind of impressive. It's entertaining, low budget, kind of okay acting. So I mean, if you've basically watched everything else, then I would give this one a try. And that's why it's at number 10 on the list. Number 9 is Desolation. This movie came out in 2017 and is rated TVMA. In this movie, a woman takes her son and her best friend to the woods so that she can scatter her late husband's ashes and reflect. They do what they came to do and not before long realize they aren't alone. Off in the distance, just standing and staring, is this strange looking man, and he's been following them the whole time. They are in a bad situation and didn't even know it. This stalker has been following them since they entered the woods, tracking their every move. Now that they've seen him, the women know they're in trouble and need to distance themselves as much as possible. It's only a matter of time before he catches up. This one took a while to get going, and of course, after a while I was wondering to myself, why are you still out here? I enjoyed it nevertheless, and if you haven't seen it, maybe give it a try. Number 8 is Lavender. This movie came out in 2016 and is rated TVMA. Abby Cornish plays Jane. Now, she's a woman that has scattered short-term memory loss. Gets into a car accident where her memory is jarred. It's to the point where now she's remembering things that she has no memory of. She's seeing things that aren't really there. Now, she's also learned that she's got scarring on her brain. It appears to be 20 years old or more, and the site has recently been aggravated by her accident. This is a very slow burn that pays off in the last act. Sit back, relax, and get comfortable with a spooky mystery thriller as Jane tries to piece together what happened to her years ago in a house that she's long forgotten. Now, Justin Long also appears in this one. He always seems to find these offbeat, quirky horror movies to do, doesn't he? Cinematography is so pretty. The scenery and colors kind of reminded me of an old photograph. Okay, so I really like the ending. Comment down below if you're gonna watch it and tell me what you think about the ending to this one. Number 7 is The Hunter's Prayer. This movie came out in 2015 and is rated R. Sam Worthington is Lucas. Now, he's a hired assassin that was supposed to find his targets and take them out, but he couldn't do it. So they send another assassin and he executes everyone, but not Ella because she's away at school. Lucas has no plan other than trying to protect her from having to pay for her father's sins. Lucas finds her and they take off on the run in this action thriller. Ella doesn't know who to really trust, and now all she has is an assassin. They are only staying maybe one step ahead of being killed, and with everyone closing in, it will be a miracle if they can make it out of this one alive. This movie had some good action. I didn't get bored. It's not my favorite on the list, but I did really enjoy it. I've liked Sam Worthington since Avatar. He did a really good job in Fractured, and now we get to see him in a totally different kind of role in The Hunter's Prayer. Number 6 is The Keeping Hours. This movie came out in 2017 and is rated PG-13. In this movie, Mark goes back to his rental property to get some of his things. Current tenants have wrecked the home and have moved out in the middle of the night to skip out on rent. Once there, he sees something so unbelievable and fantastic that now he can't leave. His son, his 5-year-old son that died 10 years ago, is in this house, now wanting daddy to bring mommy home.
He can't touch or hold their son, but he's definitely real, and now they need to know why he's come back. They love seeing Jacob again, and they set a schedule so they each get to spend time with him. But now he's made it clear that he wants to stay, but unfortunately Mark has been told he needs to leave.
Jacob fully understands that he needs to leave, but this time he wants to take his mother with him. This isn't a horror movie, rather an emotional mystery thriller. It's a slow burn, but it's well worth the watch.
Halfway through the list is Drive. This movie came out in 2011 and is rated R.
Ryan Gosling is a stunt driver for the movies by day and getaway driver by night. He has a nice, quiet, routine-filled existence until he starts spending time with his neighbor and her son. Except now her husband is released from prison and he's bringing home a whole new world of trouble. Not able to turn his back on people that he now cares about, he decides to help her husband pull a job, and it goes wrong.
Time to put on his gloves and drive. This action thriller has some gory scenes, some slick driving, and at its heart, a man just looking for his new normal and really just trying to do the right thing.
He's in over his head. I mean, he's a driver, not a criminal, but he can be brutal. This movie gets gory. I'm talking forks in people's throats. Yep, it gets crucial. I wasn't expecting what he ended up doing in the end, but I'll take it. If you've never seen it, you're gonna wanna check this one out.
Number 4 is The Vault. This movie came out in 2017 and is rated TVMA.
This one turned out to be really good. Some criminals rob a bank and not scoring what they really wanted, they end up getting tipped off to a vault that's located downstairs in the basement, and it's holding $6 million. So they send a group downstairs to get the vault open. The others stay upstairs and they monitor the situation from CCTV. That's when they realize, aside from the hostages, that there's someone or something else downstairs with that vault.
Now that the vault has been opened, they've let out far more than they know. And those who've worked at the bank for years understand you don't go down to the basement. And anyone that's unfortunate enough to rob the bank learns quickly that they've made the gravest of mistakes and they probably won't be able to fix it.
This movie does not come across as what it is. I didn't know this was a mystery horror, and it just really didn't seem like the type of movie that James Franco would do, but I really liked it. And there's an interesting twist that happens about halfway through this movie. Comment down below if you know the scene.
Number 3 is Green Room. This movie came out in 2015 and is rated R.
A small-time rock band is offered a gig by a friend. They need the money, so they take the gig and they show up to realize that they're playing for some neo-Nazis. And they're on in 20 minutes. The show goes okay. It's what happens after that that sets off the whole movie.
Everything happened so fast, and now they're in a mess. Not sure of what to do and thinking out of desperation, the group needs to find a way out, but they're trapped, outnumbered, and are not expected to live the night. This is one green room they may never leave.
I wasn't sure where this movie was going, but the description said blood and gore, so I pressed play. And there was gore, and when it starts, expect to see it the rest of the movie. I was highly entertained. Horror fans, take note.
Number 2 is Bloodfather. This movie came out in 2016 and is rated R.
My number 2 pick, Mel Gibson plays a single dad that is looking for his missing daughter and trying to stay sober. She runs into some trouble and is in over her head when she decides she needs to call dad. She has some issues, but she's his daughter, and now her problems have come to his front door.
They are on the run and now have the cartel hot on their heels. He can't allow his daughter to get caught. She won't make it in prison. However, keeping her alive on the streets is the hardest thing this dad has ever had to do.
Thoroughly enjoyed this one. It had action, comedy, Mel's one-liners. It was all great. I anticipated seeing this one, and it was well worth the wait. My number 1 definitely has the thrills and chills.
My number 1 pick for this list is 13 Sins. This movie came out in 2014 and is rated R.
He's in debt and he's looking for a better life for himself and his family when he's offered an opportunity to play the game. At first, the tasks that he's asked to perform are pretty trivial and easy things. But now they slowly start to escalate from being maybe embarrassing to breaking the law to finally horrific.
Now at a point in the challenge where he's doing terrible and revolting things, he can't turn back. He has to try and complete 13 petty to extreme sins, and if he succeeds, he keeps the money and gets away with his freedom.
Fortunately, now that the stakes are this high and he's committed some pretty unspeakable acts that he can't take back, he's now fighting for his life. He's trying to figure out who else is playing the game and how to get himself out alive. Exciting and gory, this one's at number 1 for a reason. It's got both great thrills and chills. Thank you so much for tuning in again this week. I really enjoyed all the movies on this list. And now next Friday, I'll be back with 10 horror movies on Netflix that you might have missed. Bye-bye.